Hi, Guido Fox here. Welkom bij een nieuw book report. Today I want to discuss with you this book about Justinianus, not Justianus, but Justinianus, and it was a Roman emperor in the 6th century after Christ. 6th century after Christ, Justinianus, and he was a holy guy, a Christian guy. He was a soldier and he was an emperor. So that's a wonderful combination, right? Someone who was going in the beliefs of people, believes in himself, charismatic guy, also a soldier, a fighter, an external fighter, an internal fighter, and he became an emperor of the Roman Empire after the 6th century after Christ. He conquered parts of North Africa. He conquered parts of Southwest Europe, and his borders was from Italy, Spain, until Macedonia, until Syria, that kind of parts, and Egypt and North Africa. It was such a big empire at that time, and to manage that and to keep people calm and relaxed in that time, what a big job, right? To control that whole empire. It is not easy with all the separated religions, people from different backgrounds who fight with each other within the empire, and with all the intrigues, and with all the people who want that you die, right? Because you're the alpha king, the alpha guy on the rock, and everyone wants your position. And that's an interesting part, right? If you're a king or a queen, or you have a high position in society, you're the boss in your company, you're a leader in your firm, you're president of a country, you're an emperor of the Roman Empire. Everyone wants your position. So that's what you see a lot of times, is that people are hitting on your position, and you have to protect yourself. You have to see where the faults are. You have to recognize the threats. You have to really have a high intuition to feel where the dark places are and where the dark people are. So also you have not only be very intelligent as an Roman emperor, but you have also need a lot of intuition powers, intuitive powers, sorry for my English, to understand where the threats are and to capture that. Ultimately, he was murdered like nearly all the Roman empires, nearly all the Roman kings. They were killed by his enemies. So he ruled from Constantinopel, nowadays Istanbul. He ruled from this central point in Europe, East Europe, right? Constantinople, and he built there a beautiful, one of the biggest churches that time. He was fully into Christianity. He built one of the biggest churches in that time, I think. That was the Hagia Sophia, and that means wisdom from all. wisdom from above. Hagia Sophia was the biggest church on earth, and he built that. He built the Hagia Sophia central point to spread Christianity into the Roman Empire. And I think this is the essence of his work, of his life work, is to combine the Roman spirit, the Roman Empire spirit, the economic spirit, the soldier spirit of the Roman Empire, the conqueror spirit of the Roman Empire, the welfare of the Roman Empire, and the Pax Deorum. The Pax Deorum in the Roman Empire was that a lot of different religions, a lot of different people from backgrounds are able to come in the Roman Empire and to bring peace, welfare, good vibes. So every religion was welcome in the Roman Empire. And that was a little bit changing when Justinianus was coming into power. He was more that, okay, we have to make one main focus, and the main focus is Christianity, and we combine that economic and military power we have, we combine with a religion power. So in all his decisions, if we build an Hagia Sophia, or if we build new neighborhoods, he also built religion, symbols, churches. So you see here an intertwined situation that religion and economic powers and military powers goes hand in hand. So personal development, because religion was formed for his soul, for the soul of human beings. He saw their combination to let the empire, the Roman Empire, flowering again, because it was in a downfall situation. So flowering of the Roman Empire was a combination of working on soul and working on the external soul too, like the power of the economic trade, the military, and also the religion buildings there, right? The Hagia Sophia, but also he built a lot of religion buildings in sub-neighborhoods to show his power, his influence, and that people also going into religion. So there wasn't some say goodbye of the Pax Deorum. The Pax Deorum was that everyone was allowed to go following his own religious path, and he said, no, we have to shape unity in the Roman Empire. So Christianity became number one religion. Then we have all the gnosis to the same way. So that's a change of paradigm Justinianus was bringing in the Roman Empire. Yeah, the Hagia Sophia. It's I was myself there. It's a really big church. Nowadays, it is a mosque. In 1400, Mehmed II was conquering Constantinopel, and he made a mosque out of it. So that is 800 years later. And nowadays it's a mosque, and it dealt a lot of times with earthquakes in that region. So then it is the building is damaged, and rebuilt again, and that process is going on and on, and the building needs a lot of renovation. So you see when I was there were still renovations there, and it cost a lot of time and energy, right, to do renovations of old churches and old mosque. So they're constantly working to be the Hagia Sophia as it was. Um, so that's an interesting aspect of his work, is the intertwining of an economic trade, military power with a religious inner and external soul attitude. Um, his person, he was this interesting for personal development, right? If you want to become successful in your life, he was obsessive with details. So every detail has to be become perfect, become right, and then he was very perfectionistic, and he had a meddling character. So he was controlling everything. He wants to know everything, and everyone was corrected by him. So he was not the very popular leader. He was a very hard, strong, tough man, and because of his meddling character and his obsessive mind details, he was not an easy figure. He was not an easy man, but sometimes you have to be not an easy man to change the paradigm and to do what you think what is healthy for your country or for your empire, right? So the not easiness was also why he was maybe in power and why he was coming on such a high position in the society, right? So sometimes you have to be not easy to change the paradigm and to be not scared to change the paradigm in a firm, in a school, in a country as a leader, right? So sometimes you have to be not easy. So I picked this character, this meddling character, and this perfectionistic style of leadership with obsessive detail mind. I picked that to the leadership coaching and the leadership development for yourself. So not scared to break some windows, figuratively, to sometimes you hurt people with it, but for the overall firm or the overall strategy, it's sometimes maybe better to finger point some weak spots in the functioning of people or other things what is not going right in your firm, company, or whatever. What a lot of times was mentioned in this book is the tax. Paying taxes is not nice. It hurts a lot if you pay here in the Netherlands 52% of your income. It is so much. And he was really, really into tax. Why? Because tax delivers income for the state, and income for the state is that you can pay the military forces. So if you have your tax government, your tax department, and the willingness to pay tax by people as high, hey, I pay tax, what I get back from it, is it useful for me? Can I ride on nice roads, nice constructive roads? Can my children go to good schools? If you get something back out of it, then the willingness to pay tax is higher, right? So he was really dealing with tax difficulties because he needed the tax also for military purposes, to defend the borders, to invade new countries. And if you invade new countries, you get money out of it. So also you have to sell that to your citizens. You have to say, hey, we have to invest in our military to defend and to conquer, and the money is coming back to you guys. And he was taking care or dealing or conquer not only external lands, but also he was tackling the corruption in the Roman Empire. Why he was so pinpointing on the corruption? What is of course anti-karma. He was doing that because if you tackle the corruption, the tax burden is less. So if everyone pays tax, there's no hiding of your income, there's less corruption, there's less black money, then everyone pays tax. And if everyone pays tax, the tax burden can be lower. So that is favorable for the normal people, for the normal citizens in the country, if your tax burden is lower. Alright, so therefore he was hitting on criminality, on financial criminality, on corruption, to tackle this tax burden. And that's very smart, because then if you can have more tax income with lower tax rates, your popularity increases, and also the willingness to pay tax increases because the tax is lower and you get more back because more people are paying taxes. Interesting dynamics here, right? So you pay more taxes in total and you pay less taxes yourself because the tax rates are lower. So the willingness to pay tax is higher, so the escape from tax is lower. You escape you don't want to escape because okay, it is less tax, we pay it and we get something back out of it. So if the willingness to pay tax increases, then you don't search for escapisms, for difficult tax structures to avoid the tax burdens, right? So that's an interesting part of his philosophy, what I fully support. So this Justinianus was also an economic guy, a military guy, an emperor, and an Holy Spirit in one, into personal development, and he was, in English terms, setting up a conventional state. And conventional state, what is also preparation on the Middle Age period, where religion also become more popular and more important in daily life. And before the Middle Ages, Christianity was less important, was trade, was military, economic results, freedom of beliefs, more heathen religions. I don't know the English term here for you guys, but before the Middle Ages was less religion, and now you see in the Middle Ages, as preparation of the Middle Ages, you see an intertwining of religion and economic and military power, and that supports each other. And also here, right, you paying your tax is something community-wise, is also something religion, because you use the state purposes, you use the state objectives, you use the roads, so you get something and you pay something for it. So this is a very short video about Justinianus, the Roman Empire, and what was, I think, the most interesting points of his philosophy. Thank you for watching, and I see you by the next episode video. Bye bye.